The mortise and tenon, the essential frame joint, strong and durable. Now you can cut perfect mortise and tenon joints easily, quickly, and with repeatable accuracy, thanks to the Leigh Frame Mortise and Tenon Jig, the FMT. Single joints in variable sizes, perfectly aligned multiple joints, attractive through joints, angled joints and compound angled joints, even incredible miniature joints. All can be made with flawless precision on the Leigh FMT. The Leigh Frame Mortise and Tenon Jig is like no other product on the market. Its unique design and capabilities, combined with its rugged construction, including many precision CNC machined components, make it the only machine that produces a perfectly matching mortise and tenon with the same guide. Because the FMT is unique and so versatile, it was chosen by Popular Woodworking magazine as Best New Tool in 2003 and one of the top 10 most innovative tools of 2004 by Workbench magazine. The Leigh FMT doesn't require a dedicated router, and no guide bushes are needed. The Leigh Universal Router Sub-Base Mounting System is designed to attach to virtually any plunge router. The router's sub-base is a vital part of the unique FMT system and provides stability, guidance, and accuracy. And once the initial mounting setup has been completed for your router, it only takes seconds to remove it for other uses or reattach it to the sub-base. Routing matching mortises and tenons is quick and easy with the FMT. First, mark one side of each part. Now, mark across at the center of the tenon on only one workpiece. On the jig tabletop, pull the table sight forward to its stop. Place the tenon piece against the side stop with the marked side toward the clamp plate and slide it up to touch the sight. Use the adjustable cam action speed clamps to lock it in place. Unlocking the table clamp allows the table to move freely. Move the table so that the sight centers over the cross on the workpiece. Relock the table clamp and retract the sight. Now, select a joint guide that suits the stock size. These patented Leigh template guides are the heart of the FMT system. They are designed to guide the router during the creation of the tenon and its perfectly matching mortise. Once the guide has been chosen and snapped into place, select the matching diameter cutter and install it in the router. The two guide pins on the bottom of the sub-base guide the router. The right-hand guide pin slides in the right side track. The left-hand pin circles the guide, creating the shape of the tenon. This animation shows how the guides and guide pins precisely steer the tenon cutter. Adjust the cutter for the depth of cut you wish for your tenon and set the router depth stop. Route around the tenon clockwise with a very light climb cut. This creates a nice, clean-edged shoulder. Now, route around counterclockwise with the pin running on the guide. Slide the sight forward. Turn the workpiece over and slide it up to touch the sight, which also acts as a tenon stop. Clamp the workpiece in place and route the second tenon. If you happen to forget to retract the sight when cutting tenons, the router's subbase automatically pushes it back into place. All other similar tenons can now be routed without having to mark or sight the tenons or remove the router from the jig. To create the matching mortises, mark the center positions on one mortise workpiece only. Extend the sight out to its stop. Move the mortise piece until it is centered under the sight. Then, clamp it in place and retract the sight. If you forget to retract the sight knob will remind you by making it impossible to set the subbase in the guides. Place the router and subbase back on the jig. The right-hand guide pin is again in the right side track. But this time, the left-hand pin is in the mortise slot of the left-hand guide. This patented Leigh system accurately guides the mortise cutter. To cut the mortise, plunge a series of overlapping holes. Then, route side to side to clean it out. The Leigh frame mortise and tenon jig is infinitely adjustable for a perfect fit. The guide pin on the subbase can be raised or lowered to compensate for manufacturing tolerances in cutter diameters and router runout. Raising the tapered guide pin produces a wider mortise and a smaller tenon for a looser fit. Lowering the pin produces a narrower mortise and a wider tenon for a tighter fit. The FMT is amazingly accurate. The adjustment knob is graduated in eighths. 1/8 of a turn on the guide knob equals 1/1000th of an inch on the glue line. These settings can be recorded for future use. All your work on the FMT is recordable and repeatable. Again, you can route more matching mortises without marking them or removing the router from the jig. The Leigh frame mortise and tenon jig comes equipped with 2 outrigger bars. This allows you to attach 2 shop-made beams to the jig to cut spaced mortises in one workpiece. By placing reference marks on the outrigger beam or installing stop blocks, you can route similar mortises without having to mark or sight all the mortise positions or remove the router from the jig.